expertise to help emphasize the vital role intercollegiate athletics plays in society and in the overall development of student athletes. The support of higher education by these outstanding corporate citizens also provides funding for NCAA youth programs and NCAA championships. The NCAA and its corporate partners, together building a better experience for our student athletes.
In just about 1 month, we're going to crown the 26th NCAA Division II football champion. The 1998 crown will be won in Florence, Alabama. Most championships, North Dakota State has 5. North Alabama has 3. Northern Colorado with 2 in a row. And the only other school to ever win 3 in a row was North Alabama. So Northern Colorado has won the last 2. We're going to continue to set our brackets now. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. We're going to turn our attention to the Midwest of Division II, and we begin with the top seed and one of our 2 undefeated teams in the postseason this year. It's the Bearcats of Northwest Missouri State. 5 times they have made it to the NCAA Division II postseason and to the championships. 3rd straight time they have been selected. They're out of the Mid-American Intercollegiate Athletics Association. And Mel Churchma, in his 5th year as the head coach of the Bearcats, they will host. They're the top-seeded team in this region. They'll be entertaining the University of Nebraska Omaha, the Mavericks. 4 times they have been in the postseason in Division II. This is the 2nd straight time as well. They played last year. They're out of the North Central Conference. Pat Burns, in his 5th year as the coach of the Mavericks. They'll be on the road playing at Northwest Missouri State on Saturday. We're still looking at the Midwest region, and that's where we find the defending champions, the Bears from Greeley, Colorado. Northern Colorado University rolled to victory last year, beating New Haven 51-0. 7th time they have been in the NCAA Division II championships. And they, as I have pointed out, won it in '96, and they won it again in '97, trying to make it 3 in a row under head coach Joe Glenn. Their first-round opponent, and they'll be the host team, will be North Dakota. The interesting thing about this matchup is the Fighting Sioux out of Grand Forks, North Dakota, in the NCAA Division II postseason for the 7th time. These 2 teams played yesterday. So they're going to have to do it all over again. They'll play at Northern Colorado. We'll talk more about that matchup and how that worked out a little bit later. Northwest Missouri State, one of our 2 undefeated teams. Quarterback is Chris Greason. Finds Tony Miles. Tony breaking it down the sidelines for a touchdown. Here comes Miles again on the reverse. He's got the quarterback out in front doing a little blocking. That's going to be good for another score for the undefeated Bearcats at 11-0. The running back here is Charlie Pugh. Excellent team. Here's the defending champions, Northern Colorado out of Greeley. 2-time defending champions. They're averaging 42 points a game. McGuffey, terrific quarterback for them, came into the last weekend having thrown 32 touchdown passes. That is Keith Grable with the diving catch. And there's that vaunted Bears defense doing the job. And this is Joe White breaking a long touchdown run. They average about 42 points. They are 2nd in the nation in scoring average, and they are back to defend their championship. And we will be back with more as we continue to bring you the NCAA Division II selection show for '98.
Here's some food for thought. A little bit of guidance from the Citizenship Through Sports Alliance. When you're on the field, keep one thing in check. Be a good sport and focus on respect. Respect? That's right, ain't it a trip? It's all about teamwork and sportsmanship. When you're on the court, use your intellect and be a good sport, focus on respect.
I'm Ced Dempsey, president of the NCAA, and I want you to focus on respect.
It would have been easy to have been a football player and not a student. And conversely, it would have been much easier to have been just a student and left football for some other day and time. But it wouldn't have been as joyous, as rich, as humbling to have been one without the other. So for all of us, I say thank you from the bottom of my heart, not for a single award on a single night, but for the many memorable and molding moments that we have had the privilege to call ourselves student athletes.
Well, our brackets are beginning to come into focus for the NCAA Division II 1998 football championships. We have just one more region to talk about, and we will finish the 16-team field that will try to work its way to Florence, Alabama on December the 12th to play for that coveted Division II football championship. So we turn our attention now to the top seed, and you see the top seed of this bracket is the Midwest with Northwest Missouri State, the undefeated team. We have to work now on the West. And we have another undefeated team, our top seed in the West, the Broncos, out of Edmond, Oklahoma. Central Oklahoma, a record of 11-0. It's the second time they have been in the NCAA Division II championships. The first time they were there was 1996. They're out of the Northern Division of the Lone Star Conference, coached by Gary Howard. The Broncos, 11-0, one of two undefeated teams. Their first-round opponent, and Central will host that game in Edmond, Oklahoma, will be Chadron State. Out of Chadron, Nebraska, the Eagles in their second postseason in Division II. They were also in the championships in 1996. They're out of the Eastern Division of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, a record of 9-2. Their head coach is Brad Smith. Meantime, the last bracket begins with the host team, UC Davis. The Aggies, 14 times they have been in the NCAA Division II championships. Third time in a row they have participated. Their best finish was second. They are out of the Northern California Athletic Conference. Bob Biggs is the coach of the Aggies of UC Davis. They will be hosting Texas A&M Kingsville in the opening round. The Javelinas, 9 times they have appeared in the NCAA Division II championships. This is their 7th in a row. They're representing the Lone Star Conference. Ron Harms is the head coach of the Javelinas from Kingsville, Texas, and they have a very tough task. They will travel to UC Davis. Let's talk about our other undefeated team. It is University Central Oklahoma, making their second tournament appearance. Their defense is really what has sparked them this year. You look at their offense here on some of these highlights, but you really have to talk about the Broncos' defense because they are #1 in scoring defense. They have allowed just 7.7 points a game this year, including just 10 yesterday. They're averaging almost 250 yards a game rushing the football. They are undefeated at 11-0. Who knows? They could be setting up a matchup against another undefeated team. How about UC Davis? Kevin Dapp, the quarterback, and a touchdown catch by John Shoemaker there. 14th time for UC Davis. Matt Brown with a touchdown run for the Aggies. And defensively, keep your eye on Josh Farrell. He's going to pick it off right there. That has gotten them to a record of 10-1. They are in the NCAA Division II Championship Series once again. Now, the conference breakdowns. Let's take that as we go away. North Central with 3 leading the way. The Gulf South with 2. Lone Star with 2. And with IUP and Slippery Rock out of Pennsylvania, they also had 2. So we have set the entire field. Time to talk more about it with our tournament chairman, and we will do that when we continue.
Carter with the interception runs it all the way back for the score.